All right, welcome back. Let's spin the wheel and see what we get this time. Hopefully something better than Inverter. Hammer time. All right, finally a meta deck. All right, so this is Hammer time. Do I really have to go through deck tech on this? It's Hammer time. If you've been playing Modern, you pretty much know what this does. Find hammers either off of just having them, getting them off Urza's Saga, or getting them off of Stoneforge Mystic, and then put them on your creatures for free with Sigarda's Aid, Pure Steel Paladin, or Forge Anew, and beat people to death with the hammers. Let's get going. Find the hammer, deliver the bonk. All right, round one, playing Hammer time on the play. We have one land, a hammer, and pure steel, but we don't have a second land or drum or anything like that, so I think we have to mold this. All right, well, we have hammer, Sigarda's Aid, and Saga, so this looks like a keep. What am I putting back? Probably Cauldra? Yeah. All right, so I do not want to play the Saga on turn one because I want to be able to make constructs. I guess let's just fetch a plains. Yeah, or no. Yeah, fetch plains, cast Sigarda's Aid, pass to the opponent. Opponent plays plains, casts drum. Oh, is this the mirror? Yep, it's the mirror. 2 Ornithopters and Shadow Spear. All right, well then, Urza's Saga, play drum, pass the turn. Opponent plays a land, fetches, finds another plains, has Stoneforge, gets Cauldra. That is going to be an issue. All right, Sigarda's Aid goes to 2, or Urza's Saga goes to 2. So now what? Let's cast Ornithopter. So I can do what? 2 mana, and then still hold up Surge of Salvation and Hammer. So shock this in, and I guess just pass the turn. But if they just put Cauldra into play, then we can't actually attack them unless we hammer the Ornithopter, right? We have to attack with the Ornithopter. Opponent plays Sigarda's Aid, passes. All right, well, let's make a construct. We drew a hammer. Okay, so how am I doing this? I have to go fetch Shadow Spear, equip the Shadow Spear to the Ornithopter, and then attack and double hammer the Thopter. So if I make a construct, I won't have enough mana to do both. So, but I have to play the hammer in combat. All right, so just float, and then, yeah, grab Shadow Spear. Sigarda's Aid trigger, and let's put it on Ornithopter. Right, they have the mana for Cauldra, so put it on Ornithopter. And then just phase this mana out. All right, swing with the Ornithopter. All right, cast Hammer, target my Thopter. Cast another Hammer, target the Thopter. All right. Oh no, they can put Cauldra into play with Stoneforge and move it. The germ is black though, right? Oh no, but the Thopter is colorless. Yeah, alrighty then. Then it just first strikes and exiles our guy before we deal any damage. So there was no way around that, right? I guess I didn't have to attack into them, but they can always just put Cauldra into play. Now they play their own hammer and hammer this Thopter. And the hammer becomes, and then the Thopter becomes a 15 power Thopter. Equip Shadow Spear. All right, so we have to draw exactly Pure Steel. No, that's not going to do it. All right, mirror match. I assume Marsh is good. What else? Path to Exile. Anything we needle of theirs is needle of ours. There could be situations where we still need to do it, though. Spell Pierce is going to be actually useful. Mana is tight. What else? Get rid of Surge. What else are we chucking here? Gingerbrute seems kind of mid, as does Esper Sentinel. Maybe cut these. All right, submit that. On the play. Well, looks good. Keep. All right, play Seachrome Coast, and then play Ornithopter and Sigarda's Aid. And pass the turn, and hope that turn 1 hammer or turn 2 hammer Ornithopter is good enough to get there. Opponent plays Ink Moth and passes. All right, well, let's play Marsh Flats and then attack with the Ornithopter. All right, flash and hammer. Take 10. Opponent takes 10 down to 10. All right, and then pass with March Up, I guess. Plays Urza's Saga, respond to the ability on the stack, fetch. White, march this. All right, well, we won that game. Run it back the same way. Do we need this extra Surge or any of the Sentinels? I don't think so. All right, run it back. We have Sigarda's Aid, Hammer, and Ink Moth Nexus, so keep. Opponent plays Plains, plays Giver of Runes. All right, so we have to play turn 1 Sigardas. Turn 1 Sigardas, and then what? And then Ink Moth next turn, but we still can't activate and hammer it. So the alternative is, so let's just play turn 1 Sigardas. Fetch, Plains, play Sigarda's Aid, pass turn. And then next turn is just what? Play Inkmoth Nexus, play Shadow Spear, hold up Surge of Salvation. Opponent plays Stoneforge, goes and finds Hammer, plays Ornithopter, pass back to us. All right, second aid is not actually helpful. No, so actually if I play Shadow Spear now, I don't get to equip it, so I don't play Shadow Spear now. So I guess I just go Inkmoth Nexus, and then just hold up Surge. Yeah, I guess that's what I do. So I think we're 2 turns away from being able to win. Land. Opponent activates Stoneforge, puts Cauldron to play, sure. Attacks us, we go to 14, fetches. So this Ornithopter here is preventing us from killing them. Plays Sigarda's Aid. They have a hammer in their hand, right? So we're going to die next turn unless they hammer the Cauldron and then we can Surge to not die. All right. Well, that's not helpful. So what am I doing now? If I attack them, let's see. I can attack them and then they are forced to block Inkmoth and then I have to flash Shadow Spear onto it to kill this Ornithopter. But then we just die on the backswing. So the other option is play another Inkmoth and then what? Play another Inkmoth, and then when they hammer on their turn, we can cast Surge. All right, so let's just go play Inkmoth Nexus, and then pass, because we can't kill them. Activate Inkmoth Nexus. All right, so the Inkmoth is going to kill us. So we have to do what here? So they attack, and then we're forced to block Inkmoth Nexus, right? So activate this one, paying 2 mana to march. All right, well, we're going to Surge, and then they don't have the mana to actually hammer us to death. That seems like a misplay on their part. So then I can just block the germ, right? Prevent all damage. Black and red sources would deal to creatures you control this turn. So I can just block here for free. All right. Give it pro, colorless, and then Cauldron falls off. They had it if they hadn't just tried to kill my Inkmoth Nexus, because then I would be forced to block their Inkmoth, and then they can just hammer the Cauldron and have it at 15, right? And then I guess we just Surge in response and don't lose the game. Or they just hammer their Inkmoth. All right. So we go to 10 and 1 poison. All right, so play a land, fetch out Hallowed Fountain. I don't think it matters. Then we go animate the Inkmoth Nexus, and then attack. And they block with Ornithopter, and then we flash both of these on. Cast Shadow Spear, and then we deal exactly 10 poison. Oh my gosh, how did we win that one? All right, round 2, playing Hammer Time. We have no lands, so we will mulligan this. Maybe they didn't have Hammer in hand, but that was a strange series of events. No, didn't they have Hammer? Because they Stoneforged for it. This is... Oh, we've got Sigarda's Aid? Yeah, this is great. Putting back... What is the sequence of plays here? It's turn 1, Giver of Runes. Turn 2, Saga, Stoneforge Mystic. Find a Hammer, right? So is it put Shadow Spear back? Yeah, it's put Shadow Spear back. Done. All right, Fetch and Blood Crypt. Oh no, are we getting griefed? Okay, Aether Vial. Oh, is it Goblins? Yeah, so run out Giver. So fetch, Plains, play Giver of Runes, pass the turn. The only deck that I can think of that plays Blood Crypt and Aether, yeah, Den of the Bugbears is definitely Goblins. Snoop with Mog War Marshal on top. All right, we might die next turn. Ooh, Inkmoth Nexus? Okay, so we go Inkmoth, play... So we're just dead if they have the combo. So Inkmoth, play Stoneforge, go find Hammer. And then next turn, Saga, play Sigarda's Aid, animate... No, then we don't have enough. So we have to play Sigarda's Aid this turn. So we go Inkmoth, play Sigarda's Aid. Yeah. So Inkmoth, play Sigarda's Aid, and then just pass. I believe the deck that was beat Slivers, I don't remember if it was 8-Rack or Goblins. It was one of those two. All right, well, if they have Harbinger, we die. Mog Fanatic. All right, no attacks. Argo. So now we go Saga, and then I can animate Inkmoth Nexus, attack them, flash Hammer on if they try to shoot it, Giver pro red. All right, activate, make this a creature. Combat, swing. Activate Giver of Runes, give it pro red. Flash Hammer in, Sigarda's Aid trigger, and we win. All right. Goblins. We can Needle the Snoop. We can March of Otherworldly Light or Path to Exile. Surge of Salvation gives us hexproof, so if they try to go off... There's ways around this. There's ways they can get around this, but not all of them. All right, so let's put Surge of Salvation in. Let's cut Spell Pierce because it does absolutely nothing other than like countering Vial on the first turn. What else? Esper Sentinel is going to be atrocious. They play basically almost all creatures. And that leaves what? Just Sanctifier on Vec, I guess. All right, submit. We have Saga, Ornithopter, Double Drum, Sigarda's Aid, Forgenew. This hand seems great. Keep. Opponent plays Aether Vial. That's fine. All right, so there's a Saga trigger. Play Drum. Play Ornithopter. Cast Sigarda's Aid. Go ahead. Aether Vial up to 1. You're correct. I should have put in Dranith just to stop Snoop from casting stuff off the top. They have Pashalik Mons on top. Whenever it or another goblin dies, deal 1 damage to any target. Saga goes to 2 counters. So play the other Saga. And now what? I don't have double white, so I can't play Pure Steel, but I can play Forge Anew. I can just attack and hammer the Thopter, but then they don't die, and then they can block it next turn. Although actually they can't really block it next turn because I can go fetch Shadow Spear. So is that the best option? If I don't attack them now, then the alternative is what? I just play Forge Anew, or I just make a Construct. Yeah, let's just attack them. Swing. Oh wait, no, I don't have white mana if I attack them. Oh no, yeah, I don't need white mana. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So they can't block, and then we go activate, hammer. Yeah, Sigarda's Aid, put it here. Take 10, go to 8, and then just play this other drum out. Go. Aether Vial up to 2. All right, are we dead? Cavern of Souls. They're playing Horde Master. All right, we're not dead. They have 4 toughness on the block. Attacking with Snoop for 3, sure. We go to 17. Aether Vial in something. Goblin Crater Maker. Destroy target colorless non-land permanent to blow up our Ornithopter. Well, all right then. Well, we gotta float because we don't have enough mana to do both. So let's put these on the stack. Float this. Resolve. What are we grabbing? I guess Ginger Brute puts a creature into play, and then that lets us have white mana, but not enough white mana. Or I can just grab Pithing Needle and name Snoop, and then they can't combo kill us. And then we run out of mana next turn. It's quite awkward. If I grab Ginger Brute right now, I only have access to a single white mana with which to cast Forge Anew, and then I move the hammer onto it, right? Well, they didn't have the combo this turn, and they also are not drawing the combo unless the exact top card of their deck is the combo. If I grab Pithing Needle, what happens? I Pithing Needle, I name Snoop, their combo's turned off, and then I have a colorless mana, and then I can't play anything other than just drum, and then next turn I tap for another colorless mana, and I grab Ginger Brute, and then I only have 1 white. That seems terrible. Let's just grab Ginger Brute, and then play Forge Anew, and then just move the hammer. What's the exact wording on this? You may pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost, as long as it's the first ability you activate during each of your turns. So then, cast Forge Anew, or I could make a Construct as well, I guess. If I make a Construct, it gives me another creature, and then I have double white next turn for Pure Steel Paladin. Yeah, let's do that. So make a Construct, tap this. Now I have a Construct, and now I have no real reason to block them. So I guess we can just play another drum. All right, pass the turn. Aether Vial ticks up. All right, what's on top of their deck? Ringleader, which they can't play unless they have a 4th land. All right, they drew the 4th land. Activating Aether Vial, putting Pashalik Mons into play. It can sack stuff for 4, right? Create 2 1/1s, so it can sack, make 2 1/1s. This seems absolutely incorrect on their part, right? They should just cast Ringleader and try to find Boggart Harbinger in the top 4, right? Sacking to make 2 1/1s, killing Ginger Brute off so we don't have as much white mana. All right, so we cannot make a Construct, so we will tap for colorless, resolve this, and then go get Shadow Spear to attack them, right? Or do now I just name, I guess I can grab Ornithopter. So I grab Ornithopter, then I can tap both of these for white, play Pure Steel Paladin, equip everything to something that I can't attack with, and then I can hold Surge of Salvation up with Pure Steel so that even if they try to combo off, I can just prevent it. That seems better. Okay, so let's grab Ornithopter, and then what? Yeah, so let's cast Pure Steel. So cast Pure Steel, tap this for white, and then tap this one for white, and then we get Pure Steel, and then we can activate equip 0, put this here, and then we can't use the colorless on anything, so pass the turn. All right, so Aether Vial, and now they have Harbinger on top. Don't care. They're going to do this now. All right, that resolves. Kiki Jiki. All right, so that's going to start happening. So I'm going to wait for them to Harbinger trigger to put Sling Gang or Mog Fanatic, whatever it is that they have on top. And then I'm going to cast Surge of Salvation. I should make sure that they're actually targeting the correct thing. Yeah, okay. Stack. Making lots and lots of goblins. All right. Still targeting Snoop. All right. Still targeting Snoop. All right. Harbinger trigger on the stack. Cast Surge. So now if they put the Sling Gang or whatever on the top, they can't target us. So now they have to go grab something to kill Pure Steel or something off. Sling Gang. All right. All right. All these triggers from dying go on the stack. Pashalik Mons is on the field. I guess so. Pashalik Mons no, it can't target any of our stuff, right? This is a May trigger, right? Or another goblin you control dies deals 1 damage to any target. You have to choose targets, but it can just shoot his own stuff, I suppose. So yeah, he can just hit his own goblins that are dying anyway. So all of this happens. This is quite the stack we've got going on here. All right, they conceded. Whew, 2-0. On to the next one. So they didn't have to get Sling Gang because I had to Surge in response because otherwise they can just activate in response to Surge. So they could have put, I mean, I don't know what they're playing, but if they're playing like Trash Master or Goblin Crater Maker or whatever, they could just grab that, put it on top, and then cast it. All right, we have Sigarda's Aid and Stoneforge, but we don't have a second land, so we have to mull. All right, 2 Pure Steels, no way to find Hammer, but this seems okay. Keep. Put back, probably the drum, right? No, not the drum, because we need Metalcraft. Put back a land. Done. Shocking Stomping Ground. Plays Ragavan. All right. Well, I guess we're going to attempt to trade with that or not. Cast Giver. Proceed. All right, they have Bolt, so sure. Attack from 2 from Ragavan. Go to 18. They have exiled Marsh Flats. Play a Forest. Play Tarmogoyf. Well, we got to get Pure Steel into play. Yeah. Or I can just go Drum Aid. But what's the point in doing that? All right, fetch, grab a plains, cast Pure Steel. Unfortunately, I'm not going to block anything. Opponent fetches, finds a swamp. So this is Jund. Fatal Push. Well, things are not going well, but we're not out of it yet. Ragavan trigger. They exile Marsh Flats again. Opponent plays Fable the Mirror Breaker. All right, now we're dead in 2 turns. Urza's Saga. Play the drum. Play Pure Steel. Play Sigarda's Aid. Go. Opponent terminates our Pure Steel, and then we're taking 7 down to 5, and we have no creatures on the board other than making a Construct. We're also dead to any 2 no, we're not dead to any 2 creatures because we can block Goyf potentially. Oh yeah, we'll just cast our Pure Steel. We drew Ornithopter. I guess that is a second thing, so let's go Ornithopter, and then we just make a Construct and put 2 blockers here and like on Ragavan, I guess. So we're not technically dead yet. All right, Fable flips. They have 2 cards. Beginning of combat. Attack with everything. All right, make a Construct. Treasure resolves. Can I block? All right, so if I block... Oh, the Construct's going to die, though, because I have to throw Ornithopter in front of a block, in front of a creature as well. Yeah, so I guess I'm just trading with Ragavan then. All right, go to damage. We're at 1. We have no creatures left. Ren and 6. All right, game 2. So versus Jund, I assume I want all of my... So Sanctifier is immune to their removal and also eats some stuff out of the graveyard for Tarmogoyf, and then we'll want Spell Pierce and Surge to protect us from their stuff. I don't think we want Path to Exile in this matchup. So then what do we not want? Esper Sentinel taxes their removal. We kind of want all of this. So what do we not want? Maybe Sanctifier just isn't that good. I don't know. It's immune to all the removal though. It only just doesn't attack through like Tarmogoyf or something. This has to be good. So, oh, now what? What to cut? We want Shadow Spear. I guess we don't need Ginger Brute. Maybe this is overboarding, so we can not play Spell Pierce, but I want to Spell Pierce Ren and 6. I really don't know what to cut. I guess let's assume this is overboarding and not play all these Spell Pierces, and then... Do we need Shadow Spear? Probably yes. I don't need all the drums. Yeah, I don't need all the drums or all the Ornithopters. Let's try that. We have no lands, mulligan. All right, keep this, put a drum back. Put a drum back. Done. So let's play Inkmoth, Drum, Ornithopter, Esper Sentinel. Cast Drum, cast Ornithopter, cast Esper Sentinel. Go. Opponent plays Verdant Catacombs, cracks. I think you should have gone with Saga turn 1. Yeah, probably. Ragavan. All right. You're correct. I should have gone with Saga on turn 1. Well, let's play it now. And then I'm not going to block with Inkmoth, so I guess I just attack them. Yeah. Animate. Swing. And I guess I'm trading Sentinel for Ragavan if possible. Block here. All right. Ragavan dies. Now what? EE for 0. Kills Ornithopter. All right. Ragavan again. All right. Saga goes up to 2. And now we can make Constructs, but then they can just blast all of our blockers out of the way. So... I do have to force them to use it, though. So let's play Seachrome. Do I just play Forgenew? I guess I just play Forgenew, right? And then turn 3, we get a... Next turn, we get a Hammer, and then we can just equip it to Inkmoth and kill them. Yeah, so... All right, go ahead. Lightning Bolt Ornithopter. That's fine. So now Ragavan gets a hit in. Reveals Pure Steel, which they can't cast. And then they're just going to hold up EE mana, or they're going to hold up removal. Tap that. So this plan doesn't work if our opponent has... removal basically, so it's probably correct to just make a Construct. We've got nothing else going on, so let's just make a Construct, then they'll pop it with EE, which is fine, and then we can Inkmoth them next turn, so they have 3 cards in hand, and if they have any removal whatsoever, Inkmoth gets killed, unless the move is to just go for it. They always just have this EE anyway. 3 cards in hand. I can only instant speed this on my own turn, right? I guess I can also... Okay, so I'm going to make a construct. All right, and then let's see if they pop EE before I Saga. All right, they didn't. So I'm pretty sure I just grab Hammer. Yeah, grab Hammer, then equip here. All right, they pop EE, that's fine. And we'll just play this tapped, pass the turn. Every turn that we wait, we potentially draw Surge of Salvation or something in order to protect the Ink Moth on the next attack. They exiled Sigarda's Aid. Play another land. Play the Ring. All right, so now I can't damage them. I guess let's just play another Ink Moth and pass. I'm surprised they let you search Blowout if you had Needle. It's only a Blowout if they don't have removal. But if I search for Needle, I also don't have a Hammer in play. All right, pass the turn back. So they draw up to 6 cards now. The likelihood of them having removal is very high. I could try to trade with this, but I'm not going to. Well, is it correct? If they have removal, I guess I want to have double Ink Moths, so they have to have 2 removal spells. Yeah. All right, they are exiling what? Seachrome Coast. They're just going to play another Ring? Yeah, all right. I can only do this on my turn, right? You may pay rather than the equip cost first equip ability activate during each of your turns. Activate the Ring, draw another card. All right, we drew another land. Well, play a land, pass the turn. Cracking Bloodstained Mire for a Triome. Ring trigger, go to 14. Draw with the Ring, 8 cards in hand. Attack with Ragavan. I'll just keep getting hit by this, that's fine. Ragavan trigger, exiling Marsh Flats. Play another land, casting what? Tarmogoyf. Alright, well, let's fetch now, I suppose. Thin the deck out. No, don't take any damage. Spell Pierce. That's not going to be helpful with all of these treasures in play. Well, let's try to go for it. So, animate this with this. Animate this. What do they have? 2, 5, 7 damage. Animate this. Combat. Swing, swing. Obviously no blocks declared. Alright, equip to one of them. What's your response? You have 6 cards in hand. I imagine there's a response. Alright, bolt, and they can just pay for it, so... Yeah, it gets bolted. Hammer fizzles, they take 1 infect. I'm pretty sure we're just losing. So they put us to 4, draw even more cards off the ring. Opponent attacks with both of these, that's fine. Alright, we're at 4. Exiling what? Esper Sentinel. Paying another Tarmogoyf. I mean, if I were them, yeah, cast Esper Sentinel. 7 cards in hand. Sacking a bunch of more treasures to cast Fable. Sure. Fable's good. Thought sees us. I'm going to see if they pay for this. Why not? Do you pay for this, opponent? No. Alright. Besage you our Ink Moth. Well, that's a problem. I guess we use the ability. Pure Steel, we can equip it, and then we just die. Okay. Next game. So, lost to Jund. On to round 4. Alright, round 4 on the draw. We have Aid, Thopter, Drum, Forge, but no way to actually get Hammer. We don't have Saga. We don't have Stoneforge. Is this a mulligan? How many outs do we have? We can draw any of our 4 Stoneforges, any of our 4 Sagas, which will take too long, though. It's probably not keepable, is it? I'm going to mull this, I think. Yeah, mull. All right, this is better. So we keep this and throw back, I guess, Esper Sentinel, because we don't know if it's relevant. No, we have to keep Esper. We have to keep Metalcraft online. So do we throw back? We need the double white for Pure Steel. What am I throwing back here? I'm going turn 1 Giver or Esper Sentinel, depending on the matchup. Probably Giver, though. I need all 3 lands. I need the Hammer. I need the Pure Steel. Let's throw back Esper Sentinel. All right, Foothills. Nothing. Well, we're going to jam out Giver of Runes. Plains, Giver. Pass the turn. Opponent finds Stomping Ground. Shocks it. Our Giver's going to die. It is dead. Is this Jund again? Fetching with Arid Mesa. I'm grabbing a Mountain. Running 6. Pick up a land. All right, so now I think it's just, yeah, Saga, play Stoneforge. Play this. And then the Stoneforge is unlikely to live, so let's just grab Hammer. Pass the turn. Another land. Fetch. Blood Crypt. Is this creativity? Fable. Okay, I'm guessing this is creativity then. Gets a land back with Renin 6. Another Saga. So this Saga goes to Chapter 2, and now what? If we play Pure Steel, we don't have Metalcraft online. So, what is the best move here? I could play Stoneforge and grab another Hammer, or I can just make a Construct token. It might be correct to just... So if they're creativity, they're going to creativity into Archon, and I'm going to lose the Stoneforge that I have in play. And then I can just make a Construct on their end step, untap, put a bunch of Hammers into play, play Pure Steel, and then they have to block it. That seems better. So I guess the only question is, do I play Marsh Flats or Urza's Saga? Why would I play a Hammer here? Shouldn't I just Marsh Flats hold up the Construct? Because they can put Archon into play next turn. They go up to a 4th land, they attack, they have 5 mana. Then they creativity something. They put 1 Archon into play. If they have another removal spell, I guess if they have another removal spell, they can kill the Construct as well, right? All right, so Marsh Flats, fetch, grab a blue, doesn't really matter right now. So play this. Stoneforge, use the ability. Or maybe I grab Shadow Spear. I already have 2 hammers already. Or no, I can grab Shadow Spear off of the Saga if I really need to, right? All right, hammer, and just play hammer and go. And then they need to have 2 removal spells, right? So they're going to attack potentially, right? 2 mana. Cast Persist. Well, all right then. Discard a card. What am I discarding? Saga? I'm not discarding Pure Steel, and I'm probably not discarding Hammer. So let's just get Saga. Goblin attacks, no blocks. So now what? If Stoneforge dies, we're in really big trouble. I guess I can grab Ginger Brute off of the Saga. Paying 2. Casting Collective Brutality on the Stoneforge and dealing us damage. Okay. And they had a land drop. All right, so trigger, make a mana, resolve this, and now they can have and then they have 2 blockers. This is rough. So let's say I go Ginger Brute, and then I play Pure Steel, and then I play a Hammer, and then they are not forced to, they can just block with the Dwarf token. All right, Ginger Brute it is, and then play Pure Steel Paladin. Oh man, they have removal on top of this too. All right, well, I guess we cast Hammer, and then they were going to bolt Pure Steel in response, and then, yeah, okay. Sideboarding. So, let's see. Spell Pierce to stop in creativity. What else? Surge, because they have red removal. Orvar. All right, what am I cutting? This is not going to be a grindy matchup, so probably the Reality Chip, and what else? Needle for Ren Beseiju, good suggestion. What am I cutting, though? I don't know, you're the expert, Ari. What should I cut? Cut the Forge, cut 1 Ornithopter, cut a Drum, cut 1 Sentinel. So just shave on everything. All right. And then I don't need any of the rest of this. Submit. On the play, we have Saga, Drum, but we can't actually play anything. So mull this back. We have no lands. All right. So keep this. Definitely keeping Orvar in hand. So cutting, let's see, a Drum, and then this hand is just so awkward. Probably Cauldra. Yeah, all right. Cauldra it is. Done. And then I guess what am I doing? I'm Arid Macing, Hallowed Fountain, and playing Springleaf Drum, and then just passing the turn. All right, fetch, Hallowed, shock that in, cast the Drum, pass the turn. Inquisition, they'll take our Surge. All right, well, I can't just not play Saga, so let's play Saga, and then pass it back with just Spell Pierce up, I guess. All right, so I assume they're going to play Ren and 6 now. Bitter Reunion, well, I'll counter that anyway. Drawing. All right, we drew the land, so now we can shock this in and make a Construct. Opponent plays another Bitter Reunion. Sure, that one resolves. So they're discarding an Archon, obviously. Bloodstained. All right, make a Construct. Untap. What are we drawing? Pure Steel. So let's see. This Saga resolves. We go get a Hammer. We put Pure Steel into play and then equip. And then if they have any removal, our Construct dies. All right, so float. Because we need to play Pure Steel, right? No, we don't. I guess I just make a Construct. It's so unlikely that they're not going to have the ability to kill it. All right, yeah. Make a Construct. All right. And then they fetch and play a tap land. All right, what are we getting? I guess we have to Needle Bitter Reunion. No, we don't have to Needle Bitter Reunion. We have to... If I just grab Drum, then I can play another... No, I can't grab Drum. I have to grab Hammer and then just play Pure Steel next turn, right? Yeah. So let's grab Hammer and then just attack for 4. And then if their turn is just persist Archon back, we get to discard Orvar. Inquisition. Well, they take our Pure Steel now. And now they're just not going to persist, right? Make a Dwarf. Brotherhood's End. Jeez. All right, our opponent has got us good. I think there's no coming back from this. All right, give her, sure. So now they can just creativity on 2 different tokens, and then we'll discard Orvar, and then it'll die to the second trigger. All right, Stoneforge. And I guess I'm just grabbing Cauldra at this point. Pass the turn. All right, Fable Trigger. They discarded another Archon. Beginning of combat. Swing with the Shaman. Sure. They make a treasure. No blocks. We go to 13. Play another land. Crack Arid Mesa. Go grab another Dwarven Mine. Run in 6. Bring back a land. All right. So now I'm pretty sure I just put Cauldra in and attack Ren in 6. I can also give the Cauldra pro red so that the dwarves can't block it. So just to make sure that Ren in 6 dies. That's probably better than doing anything else. All right, so activate Stoneforge, put in Cauldra. Yeah, just make sure that Ren and 6 gets off the field, because I don't care if they shoot Stoneforge at this point. I guess they're also at 8. Yeah, alright. Attack them. They have Tear Asunder for Cauldra. Well, our opponent has, like, literally everything. Literally everything. And now they just don't have to Creativity or Persist because they know we have Orvar. So they just won't, and then their board is better than ours. Terminate Giver. Sure, pro-red this. Why not? Why not? Yeah, that resolves. Bring a thing back with Ren and 6. Sure. Attack us down to 9. Alright, well, we literally can't win this game now, so let's just not belabor the point. Alright, 2 and 2. On to round 5. Just gonna highlight this comment. Pretty much sums it up. Alright, round 5. We have no lands, so we must mull this. We're also on the draw. Mulligan. Alright, hammer, thing, spell pierce. We're good. Keep, put back the fetch land, I suppose. Done. Bloodstain Mire. Alright, so we can run out Ornithopter, but then it's just going to die. So I think a better play is probably Seachrome, Sigardazade, and then just pass the turn. And then next turn, we can go land and hold up Spell Pierce and Hammer. So cast Sigardazade. Opponent did not fetch. Mountain. Still not doing anything. Alright, well, now I'm going to do what I said. So let's just cast Ornithopter and pass. Alright, they still did not do anything. Sunbaked Canyon. Okay, is this burn? They didn't attack. Alright. They could have double instant speed 1 mana removal, which is basically what? It has to be exactly 2 lightning bolts. If it's exactly 2 lightning bolts, we get blown out. I guess there's no reason we have to do this now. We can wait to see what we draw. Alright, are they going to try to do it on our upkeep? So I guess they're burn and they just didn't have Swift Spear, and then when they saw us play Sigardazade, they just figured they had to hold up interaction. I guess that's the most likely scenario. They're really thinking this over, eh? Maybe the scenario is your opponent had to use the bathroom. Maybe. By the way, a lot of the time when you're playing Orvar versus Creativity, you're not supposed to fetch for blue. You want them to think you can't spell pierce them. Oddly enough, your opponent countered that would be tactic by playing Inquisition, but then you countered the tactic by actually drawing the pierce next turn with the Hallowed to fetch. Alright, they finally let us draw. So we have Stoneforge Mystic. So what is the move here? It's, I guess, I can play Stoneforge, go get another hammer, and then they have to try to kill this in response. So, okay, I attack with the Ornithopter, and then I'll just flash hammer in. I guess I just go, yeah, I guess, so I'll have double hammers plus Spell Pierce next turn, so let's just go Stoneforge, get a hammer, pass, holding the hammer up. Yeah, alright, so land, Stoneforge, trigger, go grab another hammer, and then just pass it to them. So they did nothing. Play another land. Passing it back to us. Alright, and now it's our upkeep again. So now we have, and Spell Pierce. Alright, so they have no possible way they can get out of this, right? So play Marsh Flats, attack with the Ornithopter, swing, blocks, flash and hammer. Alright, target this. So they have to respond now. Fetch. So they're gonna Searing Blaze, bolt, flash in another hammer. No, let's not do that. Let's play Spell Pierce. I guess let's, The timing on the fetch is a bit awkward. Let's just cast Spell Pierce. Cast Spell Pierce on this. Opponent casts Searing Blaze. Let's fetch in response. Let's grab Hallowed Fountain, untapped. And let's Spell Pierce Searing Blaze. I guess let's just cast Hammer on the off chance they have Path to Exile or something. I don't know. Cast Hammer. Sigarda. Boy, the stack is getting in the way. Alright. Target here. Alright, they have no more responses. Begin sideboarding. Alright, versus Burn. Obviously Surge. Obviously Spell Pierce. Then what else? The match is going to be too fast for Reality Chip to matter. So what is the last cut in this matchup? Forge might also be a little too slow. Cauldron the draw too slow. Yeah, alright. Sanctifier Onvet good. It blocks all their red creatures. Doesn't stop any of their burn spells. Sanctifier, Thopter, Drum. Alright, submit. 2 Esper Sentinels, Pure Steel, and Urza's Saga. That seems fine. So we go turn 1 Esper Sentinel. Turn 2, Turn 1 Esper Sentinel. Turn 2 play Saga, play the other Esper Sentinel. Turn 3 land, have a Construct up or Paladin as needed. We're also on the draw. This hand seems alright. Alright, let's keep this. Mountain. Swift Spear. We go to 19. Versus Burn, you keep every hand that has Saga plus 2 lands, play or draw. Alright, we drew Stoneforge, so now we're going to go Sentinel and then Saga, Stoneforge. Pass the turn. Fiery Islet. Attack with Swift Spear, no blocks. Go to 18, unless they... Yeah, okay, go to 18. Casting Spear the Critics on this and then paying for it, I guess? Sure. So Saga, and then it just has to be correct to play Stoneforge, right? Yeah. Trigger, and then just go grab Hammer. Pass the turn. Attack, obviously no blocks. Bolt, either us or Stoneforge. Bolting Stoneforge, sure. Going to 16. Saga ticks up, so I'm pretty sure the play now is just land, pass, make a construct. Yeah, land, pass, make a construct. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll just tutor for Shadow. We'll just make another construct and then tutor for Shadow Spear probably. Opponent goes to attack, attacks us. That's fine. We go to 15. Rift Bolt, suspend. All right, make a construct. Well, opponent is certainly taking their time mulling this over. If you're watching this video on YouTube, I wonder how much the clock will jump in between when I speak. Bolt now. Okay, sure. That resolves. All right, untap. So if we float a mana, let's say we float a mana, then I can go play another land, and then we will find Shadow Spear, and then I can go Pure Steel, Esper Sentinel, Hammer, equip everything. This seems like a good course of action. Grabbing Shadow Spear. Play a land, fetch, grab planes, cast Pure Steel, cast the Hammer, draw a card, cast Esper Sentinel, move this here, and then pass the turn. So Rift Bolt, they can't pay the 12 mana that they need to pay Esper Sentinel's trigger. So all right, maybe I was supposed to move on Pure Steel instead because an out they have to Esper Sentinel is Smash to Smithereens or like any other artifact removal. Yeah. Oh, they smashed the Colossus Hammer instead of the Sentinel. Huh. All right. Well, I'll take this damage, I guess. So let's see. Let's play Stoneforge. Let's just grab another Hammer, and then we'll play Giver of Runes. And then I don't want to take more damage, so then that tapped, and then we'll just get in some life gain here. So yeah, I was supposed to attach everything to Pure Steel. I was thinking like they might bring Path to Exile in as well. No, if they had Rift the Paladin and then smash the Hammer on the Paladin, you're in the same spot. I guess so, yeah. So they have a third land, 3 spells. What are they playing? Searing Blaze on Giver of Runes, sure. Sentinel triggers, I draw a card. Then Giver dies, Swift Spear goes up to a 2/3. I'm not going to block. I guess, should I just actually block? I go to 5, and then I go back up to 7 with the Sentinel. I have 2 more Stoneforges. Yeah, I'll just block this. Path to Exile our Sentinel. All right, then. Let's grab another land. All right, well, I guess we just play Stoneforge, tutor another Hammer, and then I can either play another Stoneforge or I can equip Shadow Spear. Let's equip Shadow Spear. Then play this tapped, and then I guess just pass the turn. All right, I don't know what's going on with our opponent. Okay, attack, no attack. Okay. We drew the last Hammer, so we can't even Stoneforge for it. All right, well, I guess we just attack them, right? The only way this is bad is if they have Searing Blaze. I guess they can also have Deflecting Palm. Just not attacking seems bad, though. I guess they can have Skullcrack and prevent us from gaining the life, but regardless, then we just play Stoneforge and then move the Shadow Spear over to that one. Like, things are not getting any better for us. Yeah, all right, attack. Let's see what happens. Swing. They block. And then they're just going to, like, bolt our face or what? Well, no, if they had bolt, they would have just bolted this. So, Skullcrack so we don't gain the life. And then it's just bumps off of Swift Spear. Sure. All right. Play another Stoneforge. And then we're out of equipment. Yeah. And then if we move this one dies, but we need to move this. So, that's fine. Move that. Play a land. Go. All right. Opponent has 2 cards and Swift Spear. They draw a card with Fiery Islet. They play a land. All right. Well, we drew Springleaf Drum. That's not helpful. Like, we're never, ever racing them. All right, well, I think we just play Drum Pass, I suppose, because, they have another Skullcrack. If they have another Skullcrack, they can just Skullcrack us on their turn, so it's like, whatever. Attack them. It's fine. Swing. Block. And do what? Casting another Skullcrack. All right. Well, we're dead now. Next game. So, Cauldron comes back because we're on the play, and what am I taking out? Ginger Brute? Yeah. All right, submit. On the play, we have Saga, 2 lands, a bunch of stuff. All right, keep this. Play a Plains, play Esper Sentinel, go. Arid Mesa, crack, get a mountain. Play Goblin Guide. Attack us with Goblin Guide, we reveal Surge of Salvation, no blocks. All right, so it's either Saga and then I guess just like hold up Surge, or it's Pure Steel and then just try to block them. That seems bad. We need to get Shadow Spear as fast as possible, so it's probably just play Saga. All right, Saga, And then I'm not blocking this. I guess I could block it, but I'm not going to. So attack them with Esper Sentinel, and then go ahead. Damage to creatures, right? Yeah. Swift Spear. Attacking us down to 15. We reveal Arid Mesa. Are they going to play a spell? They're suspending Rift Bolt. Saga goes up to 2. All right, I think what I'm actually going to do now is, instead of making a Construct, let's just play a Plains, play another Esper Sentinel, and hold up Surge of Salvation. And then when they Rift Bolt targeting, they have to choose whether to pay it or not. If they don't, we draw a bunch of more cards. And then if they target one of our Esper Sentinels, we can just Surge it. Yeah, that seems better than just making a Construct. So play Esper Sentinel, pass. Rift Bolt comes off Suspend. I don't really care what they're targeting. Whether they're targeting us or Sentinel, I'm just casting it. But I'm at least seeing if they're paying for the Sentinel triggers first. Yeah, Suspend trigger resolves. Sentinel triggers go on the stack. Do you want to pay for them? They're not paying. I assume they will not pay for this other one either. All right, cast Surge. What are they targeting? They're targeting me? Sure. So now if they want Esper Sentinels to die, they have to kill them in response right now. They resolved, all right. Combat, doesn't matter. Back to us. Another Pure Steel on the draw. Okay, I'm pretty sure I do not make a Construct. I just float, and then I can play Pure Steel holding up Surge. Yeah, all right, float. Go into our deck. Find... It has to be Shadow Spear, right? And not Colossus Hammer. Maybe it is just Colossus Hammer. We're at 15. They're not going to survive too many hits. We're at 15, and we have another Surge. So let's just play Colossus Hammer. And then we'll use the colorless mana to play Drum. Then... Am I playing Ink Moth or just another land? I guess I get to hold up Spell Pierce plus Surgical if I play this other land. So play this land, then cast Pure Steel, then equip to Sentinel. So if they have Deflecting Palm, I can just pierce it. All right, attack. No, they're just tanking the hit. All right, well, equip over here. Opponent casts Lightning Helix. All right, resolve my Sentinel triggers. Draw, resolve Sentinel trigger, draw. And then I'm just going to Spell Pierce that. Let's just fetch and put another Esper Sentinel into play. Or do I just hold Surge up? I guess I need to hold Surge up in case they have Smash for the hammer, right? All right. What does Deflecting Palm say exactly? Cast Path to Exile on the Pure Steel. Trigger the Sentinels. All right, resolve Sentinel. Draw a card. Resolve Sentinel. It's just hexproof regardless, right? Yeah, all right. Plays another Swift Spear. All right, so we attack with... one of just a creature, I don't care which one. They have to block it. They just chump block that creature, and then we play Sanctifier, Ink Moth. Yeah, that seems fine. If we move the hammer post-combat, I don't have the mana for Cauldra. All right, swing. And they block with Goblin Guide, right? All right, yeah, damage. And then play Sanctifier, play Esper Sentinel, play Ink Moth Nexus, and go. It has to be Surge, not Pierce. Is that actually the case? Surge also redirects or stops Deflecting Palm. I guess Pierce stops Path to Exile. No, that also Surge also stops Path to Exile. I can't think of a difference that it would be. All right. Well, couldn't go better than 3-2 with Hammer Time, but I mean, obviously the deck is still good. One of the big stumbling blocks was against Creativity, where they just had literally everything. But overall, deck, it's Hammer Time. What more can you say about it? This is what Deflecting Palm says exactly. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. If damage is prevented this way, Deflecting Palm deals that much damage to that source's controller. So I guess if you pierce it, it does prevent... So pierce is correct in that it prevents the palm from preventing your damage. So you are correct. Oh, does it not target? All right, then I'm completely wrong. So yeah, I should have surged instead of pierced. So if you showed up today, I hope you enjoyed yourself. And we will come back next time with more decks on the wheel.